What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sheiv the Wise, and welcome to Vader's Lair. Let's get this thing going. It's time for some Bad Batch. Let's go. Super hyped to be watching Bad Batch on this Bad Batch Wednesday. Usually we do them on Tuesdays. So before we get too far into it, thank you guys all for being here. Let's do it. And thank you all. Really, I appreciate every single one of you guys that come and hang out in these streams. I apologize for falling asleep last night. Sometimes the body tells us, get some sleep, Sheiv. And Sheiv is like, no, please. And then I fall asleep and miss the Bad Batch watch party. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to be watching it today. I got some coffee in me. I'm all ready to go. I'm energized up. It's time for Bad Batch. I'm super excited for tonight. So, for those of you guys that have seen the episode, try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. I know most of you guys have probably already seen it. For once, I feel the FOMO of not watching the episode as soon as it drops. Trying to dodge all the spoilers online and everything. But yeah, tonight's episode, or today's episode, whatever you want to call it, episode 5 of Star Wars The Bad Batch is titled Entombed. It is a 29-minute episode, and the description for the episode says, the Batch searches for an ancient treasure that stirs up a shocking surprise. I'm super excited to get into this one. Might be a little bit more of a fillery episode, I'm not entirely sure, but seeing Phee Genoa, which is Wanda Sykes' character, and kind of, I guess, Omega here doing a little Indiana Jones thing. It's got me excited for this episode. So if you guys are new to the channel, a big welcome to you. Good to see everybody in the live chat. Much love, everyone in the chat. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Mike the Stand Show Porter, Elias Smalls, Star Wars MCU OG, Anakin Skywalker, everybody here. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to smash the like button. And thank you. If you're new though, make sure to pull up your Disney Plus so that you can watch along. I have not watched the episode yet, so this is my first live reaction to it, and I'm excited to watch it. So I got the episode up. I'm gonna make sure the timer is ready to go so you guys can sync up your episodes. And that's the way we do it around here. We sync up a timer, watch the episodes together. You guys can get the live reaction. And then we're going to do a little bit of a review afterwards and just talk about the episode and the season so far, because it's been a pretty interesting season of The Bad Batch. But I'm excited for the back half, as we do have a 2-part mid-season finale coming up in a couple of weeks, and a 2-part finale to the series as well. And we have The Mandalorian Season 3 around the corner, as well as Jedi Survivor is coming out March 17th as well. So a lot to look forward to in the next couple of months here. It's coming up quick, it's coming up fast, and I cannot wait for it. Let's get this thing going though. Episode 5 of Star Wars The Bad Batch Entombed. Without further ado, let's begin this bad boy in the next 20 seconds here. What up, Darth Chaos? Welcome in, just in time here. We're about to start the episode. Anthony YouTube fan says, hey Sheiv, I love this episode. Some have called it filler. I call it indie/mummy episode. These events tie into the preserving or plundering history, culture, and artifacts. I love it, man. That is definitely a really big theme, it seems like of what really the Empire has done here at the start of its kind of imperial reign. Seeing that from the eyes of the Bad Batch has been really interesting the past season and a half here, or season and a quarter so far, because we're just a quarter over the second season of the Bad Batch. It's pretty wild. It's already 5 episodes in, but here we are. X-Wing, what up? Good to see you in the chat, man. Star Wars MCU OG says, what's up, Darth Chaos? Good to see you. Hey, cool. Hello there, Mike the Stand Show Porter. Let's get this thing going though. Episode 5 of Season 2 of The Bad Batch, Entombed. Without further ado, I'm gonna turn down the music. Let us begin. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do it. Let's go! I know Nerd Mafia always likes that one. Boom. Alright, let's get this thing rolling. Excited to watch this episode with you guys tonight. Yeah, we just started right now. Haven't watched yet. Dropping a like. I'm out. Alright, go watch that episode soon, X-Wing. Much love, man. Appreciate you. Are you going to play Jedi Survivor? You already know, Elias. I definitely am going to be playing Jedi Survivor. I actually bought the, I dropped a whole bag on this little thing that basically comes with the container that Cal has his lightsaber in the new game. Comes with the container, the lightsaber, and it also comes with the game. So I'm definitely playing. I'm definitely playing on the channel. If you guys want to see too, I have a Fallen Order playthrough on the channel. Let me turn this up. Can barely hear him. Let's go. Seems like we're almost back on Baraka. Is that where we are? Dope. What up, Darth Maximus? We're just starting the episode. Welcome in, man. Anakin Skywalker, good to see you. Anthony, YouTube fan, says Season 2 theme of the Bad Batch. What is treasure? What should be treasured? The Jedi, world history from Dooku's planet, the Republic. Interesting, man. Oh, okay. Are we still on Ord Mantell then? Ooh, Fiji Noah. Octomorph. Tech. This story changes every time. I love that she's telling the story to the two regulars too. Ooh. Clone obvious. Better late than never. You said it, Smalls. Welcome in, man. Hope you're having a good night. Same planet from last week? Okay. Ooh, interesting. Coordinates. Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of Mel now. Looks like a soda can. Ooh. Whoa. It is kind of like an Indiana Jones episode, huh? That's badass. Interesting. It is a very treasury season so far. It makes sense though. The Bad Batch are kind of trying to find enough riches or treasures to hide from the Empire, right? Hunter, she says a lot of things. We saw in the first episode of the Bad Batch season 2 Easter egg the island of Madanoi from Bionicle. Yo, what the heck? I used to love Bionicles back in the day. Fortune and glory, kid. Ooh, Fijano is a professional. Alright. Dominic, what up? I haven't watched the episode yet. I'm just here to drop a like. Hey, much love, man. We're not too far into it if you want to join us. What up, KG? Good to see you in the chat, K. Talented Mr. Griffin. Hope you're doing well too, brother. Be on the lookout for John Williams, the map room score from Dr. Afro would appreciate this episode. She definitely would. Hunter's not impressed. He's like, this chick's annoying. Dominic, unfortunately can't right now, but I'll catch the replay. Hey, much love, man. I hope you enjoy the episode whenever you do. And thanks for stopping in, dude. Good to see you in the chat. The Havoc Marauder looks dope. This planet's giving me like burnt to a crisp vibes. Ooh, what the heck? She's copying Fee like she did Hunter in season 1. That's funny. What? The compass has activated. God, the animation looks so good. Let's go. All right, here we go. I got a feeling they're gonna get trapped in one of these like mines or something. The staff of Raw. Yes, good. Definitely giving me like the, you know, Temple of Doom kind of vibes, or the whole, not the Holy Grail. That's the third Indiana Jones movie. What's the Ark of the Covenant, whatever it is. Been a while since I watched Indiana Jones, man. I'm excited for that new movie. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Thank you guys. Just can't believe I did that right now. Come on now. Ooh, what the heck? She's got a whole little sword of her own. All right, Fiji Noah. Wait till the end. But I'll wait. If someone's face melts off, I'm gonna be a happy Star Wars and Raiders fan, you know, Indiana Jones fan. Uh-oh. There you go. Now the opening's there. Let's go. Wrecker. It is a secret entrance. I love this droid. No! Don't get the droid. Totally Indiana Jones. This is dope. I love when Star Wars is Indiana Jones. Technically possible something like that might happen. Uh-oh. What up? Good to see you, Nerd Mafia. Hope you're doing well, dude. Which is always scar and all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Older than the Jedi? Alright. Alright, so we're liberating the heart of the mountain. The Ancients. Yeah, interesting, Steve. The Ancients. Sounds like a Marvel thing, almost. Okay. So we gotta get Wrecker to push it? Okay, Fee can push it, alright. That's even the Raiders score? Yo, it is. They went so hard with the... They definitely went hard with the Indiana Jones reference in this one, man. They're having a lot of fun this season. I'm with it. There you go. This is fun, man. Ooh. Hey, way to go, Fee. Entombed. They're trapped. She's quite the little badass pirate. There you go, amiga. You fell asleep last night. Welcome to the East Coast life, homie. Right? You know what's hilarious? I woke up at like 1 a.m. So like basically 3 hours after I was supposed to. 2 hours after I was supposed to. And I was just like, oh gosh, maybe I could do it at 6 a.m., which would be 9 a.m. for the East Coasters. That wasn't going to happen though either. Actually, I almost overslept work. I don't know what was up with me last night, man. So tired. I missed a banger of an episode too. This is hella fun. Yo. Yeah, I definitely probably needed it. We're leading Santa's predictions too. I know, Nerd Mafia. That is okay. The one thing I almost spoiled myself with this whole episode was I went over to Santa's predictions this morning just to see how I did. I got like 17 right. I was like, let's go. I'm like top I think 1 point away from the leader spot. Let's go, Star Wars obsession. Look familiar? It does, man. This is sick. A rare crystalline stone. We got the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in here, or what's going on? They are aliens. I will say too, one of the Kiner brothers like little teasers for this episode was the dude from History Channel that's like aliens. So I'm expecting some aliens here. What is happening? Aliens? Oh damn! Oh, that thing is creepy looking. Yo. Ow. Yo, that thing is creepy. I love it. What up, Don? Good to see you in the chat. Let's go. Well, now they're definitely entombed. Reminds me of season 1 when they got trapped in Topoka City. Good to see you, Don. Thanks for being here. What up, Ben? Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you, Ben. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, too. That's what we're here for. Fortune awaits, everybody. I like how Wrecker's kind of got like a Han Solo belt thing going on now. Or not Wrecker, Hunter. Hunter. Fortune and glory. Fortune awaits. That creature is so freaky, though. Dina said to wake up next time. I will, Mateo. I will. I promise. You know what's hilarious? I set a bunch of alarms. It's just I didn't have enough caffeine in me. That's really what it is, you know? Uh-oh. Fee's coming in clutch this episode. She saved Hunter. Now she saved Wrecker earlier. Hunter now. I tried to call like 10 times. I know. Everybody was trying to call me. Tim called me. You called me 10 times. My alarm was going off. I was knocked out. I blame Disney for releasing them at 12 a.m/3 a.m. Me too, Steve. I've been complaining about that for years. Release at like 9 Pacific Standard Time, man. Come on. I would have been awake. Hunter, I don't care. I feel like the ancients might refer to the ricotta. That would be dope. That would be dope, Ben. We did get a reference to the Ricotta Empire in Andor, so heck, nap on the floor next time. I would still sleep pretty soundly. You know what I mean? My back would hurt a little bit the next morning, but I don't know, Dina. I sleep pretty tight. West Coast problems. I guess so, Nerd Mafia. I guess so. There you go. Now we can walk across. But the amulet's gone. It's okay. Yeah, let go, Omega. That's what you gotta learn this season. The pillow was too nice. I think it's the new blanket, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I needed that beauty sleep for sure. I don't know if it really helped in terms of the beauty aspect. I probably have a few more pimples from the stress of missing it. I don't know. I wonder if the monster's interfering with it. Comms are down. Thank you all for being here, by the way, again. I really do appreciate it. I know I don't miss too many watch parties from falling asleep, but it'll happen once in a while, man. I appreciate you guys for understanding, too. Heck, give me crap for it. It's all good. Oh, it's you. These puzzles have major Tomb Raider / JFO vibes. Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah. I think some people were even talking about some Zepho stuff. I don't know. I've been trying to stay away from the spoilers, but that was the one thing I kept seeing on YouTube today. I'm just waiting for those Mando streams. I hear you, Mateo. It's going to be a good time. I'm waiting for the back half of the Bad Batch, though, too. I mean, so far, I'm having a lot of fun with this season. This episode's hella fun. Just saying. Ooh. What is that? The heart of the mountain? Is that a Kyber? Interesting. It does look kind of like a Zepho temple from Jedi Fallen Order. That looks like a giant Kyber crystal or something. I don't know what the purple is in, though. That's sick. Looks like one of the stones from the Fifth Element. Ooh, it even has kind of a Kyber crystal purr. Or is that just to open the door? Uh-oh. Yo, you gotta replace it with the sandbag. Come on. It's Indiana Jones 101. Music and effects are bomb. You said it, man. Fee, put it back. Oh my god, the Zepho are angry. Oh, what just happened? What? Run, little droid, run! Oh my god. Yo. It's all good, Sabersmith. We're at one of the craziest parts of the episode. Run! Oh my god. Wow. Nope. Doesn't seem like it. What is that? Oh! What the heck? What am I watching right now? That was crazy. We gotta put the heart of the mountain back in it. She's like, nah, fam. That's mine. Mechazillo Beast? Kind of looks like a Mechazillo. I don't know. I definitely see the Zepho vibes that people are talking about. Mechazillo Beast? So much for Monster everyone was predicting to come back. Oh, there it is! There it is! It's there! The monster's like, you woken this thing. Oh, there it goes. This is a crazy episode, man. I'm loving this. Wow. The hype is real, Jedi Mike. For it? Alright, Hunter. Of course he comes in to save the day. My guy. This thing is crazy. Oh, it's going for another beam. No, not the droid. No. He's just a little soda can. No. F in the chat from my little droid friend. I'm devastated. Shoot it. Oh yeah, Wrecker. Throw it out. Let's go, Wrecker. Yeah, son. Go check out our Discord. I think Smalls just put it into the chat. If you want to hang out with some Star Wars fans that love the Bad Batch and love Star Wars just like you, then go check out our Discord. You can also get notified every time that we go live and enjoy live streams like this when I don't oversleep for watch parties for the Bad Batch and Mando. Come on, stop it. Ooh, that was a close one. Bye-bye Havoc Marauder almost. No, you've done it. Oh, the crystal just melted? What the heck is this thing? From the ancients? I'm like really thinking about it now. This is a crazy episode, man. Indian Lord of the Rings vibes. I feel it. Oh, and 2 with treasure hunting. Yep. From a certain point of view, Omega. Old Republic stuff, maybe? I definitely think so, Sabersmith. Let's talk more about it when this episode's over. I'm really intrigued with it. Yup. Alright, Mel gets to keep on living. Let's go. My little favorite soda droid. Let's go. Heck yeah, man. No filler in Star Wars. Nope. The Holy Grail? I didn't see the Holy Grail, but that was a really fun episode. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 5 of Star Wars The Bad Batch Entombed down in the comments below. Personally, I love that. That was definitely a fun time. I thought there was some really cool Star Wars tidbits and lore kind of hidden in within that episode there. So let's talk about it a little more. Let's hang out in the lair for a bit. Probably go for another 30 to 45 minutes or so, and I am sorry for all the lag that it looks like my computer is dealing with. I don't know what is going on today. The computer is taking out. Alright, let's get this thing going though. What did you guys think of episode 5 of Star Wars The Bad Batch? Let me know down in the comments or in the chat below if you're watching this live. I gotta give it a solid 8.75. A pretty high rating, but I definitely think it was a fun episode, man. The last 2 episodes, while maybe fillery in some type of way, I feel like compared to the filler episodes that we got last season, these are really fun, man. These are taking us on some fun adventures. We got kind of a really cool racing episode that was a lot like the Phantom Menace, was kind of the pod racing stuff that was introduced back in the day in 1999. Like, cool callbacks to that last week. And then this week we get a fun episode that feels a lot like Indiana Jones at points, and it's cool to see another aspect of George Lucas's work kind of brought in, because we see Indiana Jones and Star Wars crossover, give a little Easter eggs for each other all the time. Like you guys pointed out, we even got kind of a Raiders of the Lost Ark theme going in there. It felt so much like Indiana Jones throughout it, and it also did have kind of those Zepho Jedi Fallen Order vibes, especially that big old creature. And the fact that that creature was in the episode really made it. It was like, dang, whoa, what is going on here? You know what I mean? Like, it really made it truly the fun episode that it was. In terms of kind of the filler aspect of this episode, definitely didn't feel like too much story progression going on here, but I do like the fact that the last 2 episodes have kind of been progressing the fact that the Bad Batch are trying to find a way to get kind of riches at this point. Like, that's kind of what they're doing right now, is being the mercenaries they are to get money so that they can hide from the Empire. But I think slowly the shift is going to start to change. I think members of the Bad Batch are going to start to feel like maybe some of the fans are right now, where they're feeling like, oh, this season's kind of slow, it has some filler going on. I think members of the Bad Batch, like maybe Echo or maybe even Tech, are going to be like, yo, we need to be doing more than just wasting our time trying to get these riches and things, almost killing ourselves every time we do it. If we're going to risk our lives right now, we should be doing that to basically take on the Empire. I think that's slowly going to be what the transition happens throughout the rest of this season, because it does seem a little bit interesting that they're just kind of going with the flow still at this point throughout this, like throughout season 1. That's kind of what they do, and now even here in season 2, they're giving us reminders that, hey, Sid's not really trustworthy, and now they're introducing us to this new pirate character, V. Genoa. And I mean, it's so cool, the aspect that they go on this mission to do kind of an Indiana Jones run with her. It's a fun thing that they can do with 16 episodes in the season. But at the same time, it does have that filler kind of feeling where it's like, what's the main kind of, not purpose of this story, but what's going on with the Bad Batch? You know what I mean? Like, we're getting these fun stories, which, again, the more Star Wars, the better. I'm never going to complain about more Star Wars, but also, what's going on with the story? We kind of left off with Cody 2 weeks ago and him abandoning the Empire. We haven't really seen the Empire in 2 weeks now, which I'm sure in a full rewatch, it kind of feels a little less, disconjoined with that. But it feels weird that we went on 2 adventures with the Bad Batch to start the season, had an episode that was probably the best Bad Batch episode ever with Cody and Crosshair, kind of giving us a look into what's going on with the Empire. And now we're back to the adventures with the Bad Batch going, when is their story gonna kind of conjoin back to this main story at hand here? So next week's episode is titled Tribe, I believe. And we're going to talk more about it this upcoming week, but I do think that we're going to start getting back to that main story as we approach closer to the mid-season. I think we're going to get closer and closer to this clone rebellion that I think is slowly starting to happen. And I think it's about time by next week that we get kind of a look back into what the Empire is doing as well. I do think it's possible next week being Tribe could lead us to Gunji and some of the Wookiees. Really hopeful that is the case, because I can't wait to see Gunji whenever he does appear. But let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below. Overall, I really enjoyed episode 5, Entombed. It kind of was what I thought it was going to be, but it was a really fun episode, and more fun than I maybe even expected it would be. Kind of sad that I missed the watch party last night, but I'm glad that I'm here to be able to watch it with you guys. Let's see what you guys are saying down in the chat before I absolutely destroy my whole setup here. Star Wars Politics, good to see you in the chat. You said, sometimes I wish they dropped multiple episodes at one time. Especially with these animated shows, I definitely feel you, man. And, for someone that's like kind of a kid, or, growing up, going throughout high school, whatever the case may be, middle school, basically someone that's going to school, it's fun to get these weekly episode releases and to look forward to it. Heck, even as a content creator, it is a lot of fun getting these weekly releases, being able to watch them weekly with you guys. But there is something to be said about being able to binge things these days, because that is kind of, we all want things now. We live in an instantaneous world where, we want more, and we know we shouldn't. So I definitely feel you, because I feel like if we had the whole season of the Bad Batch, or the 14 episodes that some of the reviewers were, lucky enough to have, it would feel a lot different than getting these week-to-week releases. With that being said, though, I do think we're gonna start turning up the octane a little bit. We're gonna start speeding up as we go here. I don't think there's gonna be too much filler throughout the rest of the season, but there are 9 weeks left after today. 9 more weeks starting today. 9 more weeks from here, with a 2-part mid-season finale that should be the 8th week, I guess, or the 7th week. I think that's a few weeks from now. And then a 2-part finale, which I'm telling you guys, as the season goes on here, I do think it's going to kind of start to kick up and go a lot faster. Mateo says, from only hearing your commentary, I'll give it a solid 10. Hey, well, that's what's up, Mateo. I hope if you do end up watching the episode, you enjoy it. But let me know what you think when you do, man. Much love to you, Mateo, and thanks for hanging out in the chat with us tonight. Saber Smith says, my students love it. Dude, that's freaking awesome to hear, man. I really do. I appreciate that insight, because I used to work with kids too, and some of the kids I worked with, it was kind of a smaller group, but not too many of them were into Star Wars. So to know that there's a lot of kids out there buying Grogu merch, watching the Star Wars shows, watching some of the animated stuff, heck, even college students such as yourself, Saber Smith, it's awesome to hear that, man. It's awesome to hear that. Personally, I'm still in that college age range, and I've been loving the Bad Batch, even with these little adventures of the week. I know there's 16 episodes, so they can kind of afford to give us a few of these here or there, whether it was faster or this episode with Entombed. I really do appreciate these kind of episodes, though, because it gives us more time with the characters, more time to understand what's going on in the story, even if they do feel a little bit like filler. Babu, Babu, Babu! You said it, Jedi Mike. Alright, let me see what y'all are saying up here. Saber Smith says, you rock, Sheiv. Hey, you rock, Saber Smith. Earlier, Saber Smith said, I think we need to keep an eye on Hunter and Echo's relationship. Some of the reviews from people who got to see the episodes early say Echo does have a couple of fallouts with the Batch. It does seem like that's already started to happen in some of the beginning episodes. But again, something they've kind of strayed away from the past 2 episodes. I don't know. It was cool to see the Batch back together tonight, doing an episode together. Mando 3. Hi. I felt I was playing a video game. All the puzzles and secret tunnels were awesome, said Sabersmith earlier too. Dude, I 100% agree. It really did feel like almost a level of Jedi Fallen Order at times, with that Indiana Jones vibe. It was so cool to see in a Bad Batch episode too, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's cool to see different flavors of Star Wars. I love that George has kind of wanted to do that ever since Clone Wars. So keeping that aspect of it alive here in the Bad Batch, it really is kind of a Clone Wars Part 2. I know it's not exactly Clone Wars Part 2, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, there is this adventure of the week kind of feeling where, yeah, there's a main story to it that we're gonna eventually get to, But, I've always said Bad Batch, I think, is gonna be like a 5-season show. I think there's room for a story to tell for 5 seasons. There's so much more left of Omega to tell. So having these episodes where we get to kind of see more of Omega's character, get introduced more to characters like Fiji Noah, who we've barely seen throughout the first 5 episodes. This is the most we've seen of her. To have a character like that thrown into it with us, we've only seen one other like real pirate character like her being Hondo Onaka. So having another kind of big pirate character hanging out with the Bad Batch, it makes a lot of sense, and maybe even could lead to Hondo in the Bad Batch. You know what I mean? Star Wars forever. No filler in Star Wars. I gotta say though, it's been feeling a little fillery lately. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, I don't really believe in filler in Star Wars either, as Jedi Mike is saying here in the chat. Filler episode, to the definition, is an episode that doesn't progress the story at all, really, or have anything to do with progression of the characters. It's kind of just the same old story and trope. So it would have been, Omega we did get a little aspect of Omega trying to like let things go and progress with her treasure and everything. But even then, there's progression with the story. There's progression with Fiji Noah, the Bad Batch and their circumstances and what's going on with them. There's progression to the story, and there's a little bit of a canon continuity thing thrown at us with this crazy Zepho ship, whatever it is, the Mecha Zillo Beast, as you guys called it. Star Wars Politics says, do you think we see Ahsoka this season? Excellent question, man. I definitely think it's possible. Mando season 3 is around the corner, starting March 1st, and I do think that Ahsoka is likely going to be in Mando season 3. So it's possible. I mean, think about the last time that we saw Ahsoka in new canon continuity. It was in Tales of the Jedi. So the latest thing that was kind of given to us was that she attended Padme's funeral in Tales of the Jedi, and she was actually able to see Bail Organa earlier than we had really originally known, which was in the Ahsoka novel. So the fact that she already has connections to Bail Organa at this time period, she's homies with Rex and likely set Rex up with the Martez sisters last season, and knowing that Rex at some point this season is going to call up the Bad Batch for some help, likely with Cody or whatever the situation is with Rex, and trying to help out as many clones as he can, it's definitely possible that one of the allies that the Bad Batch and Rex could gather to help them out with their fight against the Empire could be Ahsoka. And I would be so down for that, man. I would love to see Ahsoka this season, and I do think it's very, very possible. Anakin Skywalker says, and who might you be? Not sure to what you're exactly referring to, but I don't know. I'm Sheiv. Small says she's the path to Hondo. Let's go! Bro, if they bring Hondo into the Bad Batch, that would be perfection. Perfection. Hondo so far has been in 2 of the biggest and best animated shows that Star Wars has made, being Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. So throwing him to the Bad Batch, a show that kind of completes the 3, and just, throw Hondo into the trilogy, man. We all want to see Hondo. Just do it. What else? Sabersmith says Filoni does not just put things in there for no reason. No, he does not. He definitely does not. And the fact that thing looked like a Zepho, kind of the whole aspect with the temple, I don't think that was on an accident. I don't think that was an accident. Plus, we've already had Jedi Fallen Order tie-ins to the Bad Batch, with last season them going to Baraka. I'm just saying, man, maybe the Bad Batch at some point is going to lead to Jedi Fallen Order or Cal Kestis or something too. That would be really freaking crazy. Leia Rose, what up? Good to see you in the chat. Much love to you. Hondo, hi. The Bad Batch is treating Omega as more of an equal. They definitely seem to be lately, Smalls. She's definitely a part of the crew now. She's earned her legs, if you will. she's a valued member of the team. Alright, what else can we say about this episode? I mean, it was a hell of an episode, man. I like this episode just a bit more than last week's episode, being faster. I gotta go back and watch faster again, though. It'd be interesting to see these first 5 episodes throughout, like, all together now that they're all out. We are just over a quarter of the way through the season, and I can't wait for the rest. I cannot wait for the rest. Fun. You said it, Mike the Stan Show Porter. It's definitely a lot of fun. This episode was a lot of fun. Sabersmith says Omega has grown, however, she still goes to Hunter for protection. I love it. Me too, man. It's definitely cool to see Omega's progression as a character and how she's kind of older than the Bad Batch and almost, I don't know, my good buddy Obsession, the Star Wars Obsession. If you guys don't follow him, go check him out. He's got this theory that Omega could be like the mother of the Bad Batch, or like the Bad Batch are really clones of her. Hence why they have enhanced and different abilities, like the fact that she's a female clone, which is very different than most of the clones, you know, if not all of the clones. The music too, kind of fire. Bro, the music was definitely good. And again, you guys pointed out Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of music was in there too. It was a hell of an episode, top to bottom. Lighting, animation, music, the story was really, really fun adventure. Really, really fun adventure this week. Next week, though, again, next week's titled Tribe. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be a really, really fun episode. And so far, man, we're getting closer and closer to the halfway point of the season. I think so. This is episode 5. Next week's episode 6, which will be titled Tribe. I think it's episode 7 and 8 for the mid-season, which is just 2 weeks away. Just 2 weeks away. So maybe next week we get kind of the start to the Wookiee, kind of what's going on with the Wookiees. And then from there, it leads to maybe a second part of the Wookiee story or the beginning of the Clone Rebellion. It's around the corner, man. So far, it's been a blast this season. Jedi Mike says the 2023 Lucasfilm animation has stepped up, in my opinion. I think so too, man. Even at the end of 2022 with Tales of the Jedi, it was some of the best animation we've ever seen, man. Ever seen. I think each time they release something with animation, Lucasfilm animation just blows me away. Blows me away with how good they get, and I'm excited to see the future of it too, man. Hope there's a lot more Star Wars animation in the future, because I was saying it yesterday on Star Wars Obsession stream, like, I need more people to do it. To check out Star Wars animation, man. It's good. You guys are missing out some of the best Star Wars there is. Straight up. Straight up. Sabersmith says, I liked Fee with the Bad Batch. Maybe she ends up sticking around. I think it is possible we see a little bit more of her this season. You know, with the kind of setup of Sid's potential betrayal, I wouldn't doubt if they end up hanging out with Fee a little bit more going on after that, or, you know, alongside that. It seemed like Fee was kind of willing to take over the show with Sid and everything, or just walked in like she owned the place, you know what I mean, in a couple of episodes when we first met her. So I don't know, man. I definitely think Fee Genoa is going to be a reoccurring character this season. I love Wanda Sykes as her. She definitely added a cool dimension this episode, and her kind of, you know, stories that Hunter is super annoyed with. It's just hilarious, you know. I definitely like her though. She's a fun character, and I think, you know, having her in this show allows for fun adventures like this. And I'm excited to see where it goes next with her. You know what I mean? How long have her and Sid been friends? Excellent question, man. I don't think we really know yet, but I hope that we get some more backstory of her before this season ends too. She's a very intriguing character so far. I bet you she's dated Hondo at some point, because she definitely seems like, you know, she could put Hondo in her place, and in his place, you know what I mean? Wanda, hype! Star Wars Politics says, do you think that we'll see Omega in live action? I do at some point. I don't know if it's going to be quite yet. I still think there's a lot more story for Omega to progress, and kind of a lot more story to be told for Omega in the animated side of Star Wars. But I wouldn't doubt if down the line we end up finding out she became a Mandalorian or something along the way that basically leads to her meeting Boba Fett or being a Mando down the line. I think it's possible we'll see her in the Mandoverse. Heck, I personally, I'm thinking Book of Boba Fett season 2 makes the most sense. If they're ever gonna do a season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett, having her be in it and meet up with her brother at some point would make so much sense. It would be so cool to see. I just hope she's around still for that time period, and she would be quite a bit older, so it'd be interesting to see how she kind of crosses over to live action as an older character as opposed to the young Omega that we know her as now. Like I'd be interested to see where her story goes to lead her to that point, where she would be during a Mandoverse live action kind of timeline. But I don't know, man. It's very interesting to see where they're gonna go with Omega. I think Star Wars Santa and a few of his buddies, Star Wars Meg, and I think Jason Ward too, were talking about it. I don't know. I think down the line for sure, Omega's going to be brought into stuff. You know, she reminds me so much of Omega reminds me so much of Ahsoka and Ezra in a way. She's very much kind of the center of the Bad Batch, or the main character of the Bad Batch, the same way that Ezra is the main character of Rebels and Ahsoka is the main character of Clone Wars. She has these mentor figures around her that she somewhat makes better and also learns from. And that's a cool like trope and thing that they continue to play on in all of the Star Wars animated series, it seems like. So it's cool to see her in the same kind of mold as Ahsoka, and even kind of being kind of a not fan favorite or fan, like she was just, there was some intrigue with her being a female clone and everything. So I think there's a lot of room for her story to go. There's a lot of ways, and something cool about her character is really that there is kind of an unknown to it. We don't really know where her story's going. And it's similar in that way with Omega and Ezra as well, or I keep saying Omega, Ahsoka and Ezra. Back in the day with Clone Wars, we didn't know what was going to happen with Ahsoka. A lot of us assumed that she was likely going to die in Order 66 or before Revenge of the Sith, because we never saw her in live action. Ezra Bridger, throughout all of Rebels, a lot of fans, myself included, kind of figured, well, they have to die at some point, you know? Rogue One even, you know, all those characters end up dying, so it's probably going to be that the Rebels end up dying, you know, or at least Ezra and Kanan most likely do. You know, the last of the Jedi you will be, Luke. So we all figured all of these Jedi characters have to die at some point. And then Omega's not even a Jedi, and I think there's so much room for her story to be told. I don't think Dave just brought her in just to bring her in, you know what I mean? I think he has an end in mind with the beginning of her story, and just like how he now is finally coming to the end of his Ahsoka story, telling her story in her own show and everything, I think there's room for an Omega story down the line that we're only just starting to get to, man. Sabersmith says, the real question is, do Gungi and Omega become friends? Do they stick together? I don't know if they'll stick together, but I imagine it would definitely be the two of them being friends. I'm sure Gungi has been through a lot after Order 66. I'm mortified, actually, to find out what has happened to his friends, because seeing him alone on Kashyyyk so far, or just in one scene, I'm really hoping some of his buddies made it out of Order 66 alive with him. But I'm so terrified that the rest of them are dead. And the PTSD that Gungi would probably have, seeing all that stuff, going through that. I'm so worried about seeing my little buddy Gungi. But I definitely think him and Omega are going to be good friends. I think that the Bad Batch are going to try and help him out as much as they can. I'm just a little worried of some Inquisitors showing up and trying to take care of him. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be too fun for our prediction of what Entombed would have been most likely going into this episode, but to see Gungi turn into some amber sap, kind of, you know, entombed in his own little inquisitorious hell, whatever you want to call it. I'm here for it too, Smalls. Thanks for being here, my man. Good to see you in the chat. Steve Starinka says, yeah, live action Omega probably 2026 or something like that. Let's go. That's a good date to shoot for. He says after Bad Batch ends. Definitely, definitely would be wise for them to be able to continue her story. But I mean, having her even show up in Mando season 3 as a Mandalorian would be so cool. The fact that Mando season 3 is going to be, you know, airing alongside the Bad Batch here at the end of the Bad Batch season 2. It's really interesting, and it makes me think that maybe we could see her even sooner, but probably not till like 2026 if we're being real. Talented Mr. Griffin says we finally find out Omega is force sensitive when she meets up with Gunji. Probably not. I don't know, man. I've never really been on the Omega as a force sensitive train. I've always kind of just thought she's maybe an enhanced version of Jango that, you know, could even have some of the Bad Batch's abilities, each one of the members. So I don't know. I'm intrigued to find out more about Omega, because I think there's even more that they're still kind of keeping from us, or that she's maybe even keeping from us. But I don't know. I'm excited to find out more about Omega, hopefully this season. 2026? No. I mean, it'll come faster than you think. You know what I mean? We get a lot more Bad Batch until then. I'll tell you that much. Omega now. Saber Smith says maybe he just stays on Kashyyyk. Maybe that would be really cool too. And Jedi Fallen Order, I think that would be the next time that we canonically see Kashyyyk. And we do see Tarful and some of the other Wookiee like warriors and homies in that game. So maybe it's possible he's still helping out his buddies on Kashyyyk. I'm just really worried. Like, it would be so messed up if they're just like, here's Gunji back in the Bad Batch, and then they're like, just kidding, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna rip him right back out of your hands. It's like, no, please. Protect Gunji at all costs. Protect my boy Gunji, you know what I mean? Alright, y'all. We're gonna get out of here in the next 2 minutes or so. But I want to thank you all for hanging out with us. If you got any final questions or want to throw in a super chat, make sure to do so now so that I can get to it before we end this stream. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us and apologize once again for falling asleep last night. I will definitely make sure to drink up my caffeine next Tuesday so that we don't miss the episode 6 watch party for the Bad Batch titled Tribe. I'm definitely looking forward to next week's episode. I think we might be getting some Gunji, but we're going to be talking about that next Monday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm going to try to work on some videos throughout the rest of the week. Maybe we'll get another video in or another live stream in. We'll see. I think Friday I might have an hour after work, so I'll let you guys know in the Discord. If you want to check out our Discord, check it out in the description below. We have a link down there. There's a whole bunch of links in the description, so check that out. And if you like this Bad Batch episode, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more, because there is a whole lot more of the Bad Batch left to come. A whole 9 weeks left. Join the party. Join Vader's lair. Mando season 3 is around the corner. And in the middle of March, we're getting Jedi Survivor 2, so definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's a fun year of Star Wars ahead of us. Saber Smith says, we see them in the trailer too. My heart. I know, right? Jedi Mike says, Ahsoka and Omega team up in season 1. Looking for Sabine first, then Ezra. 4-person crew is then set. Interesting. That would be dope. Small says, much love to the Simpire. Get some beauty rest, sweetheart. Much love, Smalls. Thanks for hanging out. And I might need rest. I might. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely got a lot of videos that I want to make now that I finally have the means to make it. Thank you all for hanging out with us, though. Can't even speak right. That's how much I need the beauty rest, you know. Thank you all for hanging out with us, though. I appreciate every single one of you guys that hangs out with us in these live streams from the bottom of my heart. Much love to the Empire. Much love to everybody in Vader's lair. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you all soon. May the Force be with you, and have a great rest of your week. Peace out, everybody.